Hi, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Julie, and we are here to help you become a great host of Couple Talk. Today we are with the creators of Couple Talk, Don and Alex Flecky. What is Couple Talk?
Couple Talk is a video-led program that helps couples deepen their relationship and grow closer over the 10 sessions by teaching them healthy communication skills, healthy ways to resolve conflict, healthy ways to just learn more about each other and understand each other more deeply.
What makes Couple Talk different?
Couple Talk blends communication and conflict resolution skills with the scriptural teaching about them. There's beautiful teaching in the scriptures about how to have a healthy relationship, how to work through conflict, disagreement, and we blend those together and they're integrated in Couple Talk.
Why did you see a need for this?
Well, for years we've been teaching this program at our church, and what we have seen is amazing changed lives. And the reason we've seen the changed lives is because we had the couples actually practicing what we were teaching. What we've seen other programs do is teach very good information. But what's different about Couple Talk is we teach good information and then have the couple spend a significant amount of time applying the information.
Right. In Couple Talk, there's a heavy emphasis on practice. We want the couples to leave the class actually having built or at least beginning to build those new habits so that it becomes a part of their life for the long run.
When I was teaching at a university on communication, one of the classes I taught was communication skills. And what we were assigned to do, I was a new teacher, what we were assigned to do was require the students to spend 40% of class time practicing the communication skills. And this is based on research on how habits get changed. So when I first had heard that, I thought, no, I should be teaching more theory. I should be teaching them about gender differences in communication and all of those other things. And what we had been taught, though, was that they can't change their communication behaviors unless they do it. And they had to do it a significant amount of time. So 40% of the class time, I was not up there lecturing. I was watching them actually sitting in chairs, practicing the communication skill I had taught.
And I'd like to add that this is not a traditional Bible study. There are wonderful scriptures. I mean, God created marriage. It was His idea in the first place. Wonderful information in the scriptures about how to talk, how to have strong relationships, and that's included in Couple Talk.
Why is Couple Talk program divided into two parts?
It just kind of naturally fell into two different parts.
Right. The first part, and that's the first 5 sessions, focuses in on basic communication skills. So there's listening, expressing yourself, putting them together to have a dialogue. And we don't bring in conflict issues until the second part. And the second part focuses in on conflict resolution, handling strong emotions when you're in conflict, forgiveness, and those are heavier topics. So what we do is we get the couples to really know and do the basic fundamentals really well before we send them into the second part, which focuses in on deeper issues, those that really kind of touch them perhaps even pretty intensely.
Why would it be important for a group to do both parts?
Well, the first part is going to help the participants to communicate better, and it's going to have a real benefit to their relationship and how they talk and listen with each other. But it doesn't address strategies for working through conflict. And let's face it, that's kind of where we really need those skills. We start with the easy stuff in the first part, and as they learn those communication skills using light topics, fun topics, positive things, then that prepares them for the second part when they deal with conflict.
Another reason it's divided into 2 parts is in case a group needed to take a break, they could do the first part and it has a completed feel to it in session 5, which is the end of the first part, because in that session we send them off with a set of strategies to kind of keep their relationship growing. So even if a couple could only go to the first part and they came and said, we can't go to the second part because of whatever reason, we would encourage the host to have that couple stay for the first 5 sessions because that part has a completed feel to it.
Let's get into some of the logistics. How many people can be in each class?
Couple Talk class could be as many as 100 or more couples in a large venue, or it could be an individual couple in their living room. It works for both.
So this is a video-led program. What does that mean for the host?
Well, the host has the job of welcoming the people that come. Basically, there's a brief introduction that the host will give. The script is provided, it's just a brief statement. Then the host presses play. And the program is a 90-minute video. And we don't want the video to stop at all. Even the practice times that the couples will do an exercise or have a dialogue together are included within the 90 minutes, so there's no stopping and starting of the video. The host will press play, 90 minutes later the host will press end.
So the host and their partner could participate as well?
We hope they do. We want that. That would be beautiful.
In addition to the video, what other tools and materials come with Couple Talk?
Each individual will have a workbook, and in the workbook they'll be filling in blanks, they'll be taking notes, they'll be marking their responses to the exercises. So they're going to be using it heavily, and there's a place provided in the front for them to put their name on it, and we strongly encourage that because they may be writing some private notes in their workbook. So have every participant write their name on the front of their workbook.
What does a host need to do to prepare to host a Couple Talk?
Well, there's some elements of setting up the room that are a little bit different than some other classes. Traditional class, you sit and you look up to the front and then that's all. In Couple Talk, there are exercises where we have the participants turn their chairs to where they're facing each other directly, knee to knee, because they're dialoguing with each other. And typically it's a private, personal kind of dialogue, so we want them to be able to look straight ahead. So ideally, we want chairs that are movable. So we set up the room so that it's pointed toward the video screen, but that they're movable chairs and can be adjusted so that they can have those dialogues.
What if they're sitting on a couch, kind of like you and Alex are right now? What's a good alternative to that?
If it was a couch like this, then a chair could be brought in and I could be one partner and the other partner could be in a movable chair facing me.
Could I be your partner?
You could be my partner.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be okay, yeah. But it's not quite as desirable as a regular chair because it'd be easy for one to lean back and there'd be a little bit of distance maybe created. If they were to stay, both partners on the couch, that's even a little less desirable than the other because after a while your neck will get sore and it's not quite as easy to have that dialogue, and that affects our communication.
So what materials does the host need to have in preparation?
They need to have their workbooks, so they would want to order ahead of time to make sure that they're on hand. And so they want to make sure they order one per person. And it's a good idea to have some extra pens around so that when they arrive and they didn't bring a pen, they can just grab one.
Right, because the participants are going to do a lot of writing in their own individual workbooks.
Also, it's kind of nice to have name badges. You know, if this group doesn't know each other or if it's a large group. And sometimes it's nice to have a box or two of tissues around, although you don't want to put them right in front of people because that could set up an expectation for some people that, and intimidation because they might be thinking like, why are there tissues there? What are they going to be expecting me to do right here? So we just have a couple of boxes in the back, and if someone needs a tissue, it's available.
Right. And another thing is, it's nice if the room is comfortable. We want the couples to relax, be able to feel at ease, to talk about personal things. And so we like it if the room has some snacks and some drinks and comfortable seating, you know, as nice as you can make it.
How does the host start the class?
Well, they'll want to be there early enough to set up the room and be sure that the books are ready to be handed out. And I'd like to have the room set up and ready to go at least 15 minutes before the class time so that you can greet people and make them feel comfortable and welcome when they come. We have provided in the host guide a statement for you to read that'll kind of explain to the participants how the class is set up. So it's nice and easy. All you do is read the statement.
And that statement says that we are going to be turning this video on, and it runs for 90 minutes. We don't turn it off during the 90 minutes, so go ahead and go to the restroom now, get your snacks, get yourself comfortable.
Actually, it'd be very good to say that as the couples are coming in so that they get that taken care of and they're ready to go right away.
So that's what happened before the video started. Now that the video has started, what can the host expect to do?
Well, they'll be watching along with the participants, and everyone will be opening the workbook to that numbered session. They'll be working through the workbook, following along page by page, filling in the blanks, that sort of thing. There's times when there will be short activities assigned, and the activities are always talk to your partner. So we might say, talk to your partner for 20 seconds, and then all the participants will be talking, just as couples, and then we'll bring them back to the next teaching point. There is something that is a main focus, though, and that is the couples exercises.
During those couples exercises, it's our hope that the host will kind of act as a gentle exercise cop. And what we mean by that is an encourager, somebody that keeps an eye out on the group, and if there's couples that are doing something different or having a side conversation with their buddies or something like that, can go over and give them some encouragement to go on back and do the exercise, because the countdown clock for that exercise will be rolling, and if they don't do the practicing, they're going to miss the benefit of whatever's being taught.
So the way these exercises go is we announce them, we describe them, we demonstrate them, or there's a demonstration on the video. Then we say, okay, now it's your turn to practice. The video does stay on. The assignment is for the couples to then turn knee to knee. So there's a bit of time that it's going to take to get the couples started on the exercise, but it's expected that they're all going to do that on their own. But what Don is saying about that gentle exercise cop is that sometimes people can start wandering off to the snack table again and things like that, and just to kind of model or encourage the idea of getting started quickly.
Right. You can't make the couples do the exercise, but you want to do everything you can to encourage them and help them to do it, because it's that practicing that's going to make the difference.
And then on the countdown clock, there's going to be a signal halfway, and perhaps if you would like, you could do an announcement if someone didn't hear that. You think, we're about halfway through. That's what we do in our classes. And when there's a minute, you'll get another signal. And at that point, the host could begin checking with the room to see if everyone understands they need to be wrapping up. If a couple is off in a corner and didn't hear that, they might go over and say, hey, it's time to come back to the large group. So that last minute, the host could then do that gentle rounding up of the couples.
Right.
And I want to say one other thing. Sometimes a host will go over to a couple and they're in the middle of the exercise and they might say, well, we're not finished. One of the things we do is assign the participants to go and finish any exercise they didn't finish in that session before the next session. So that's what the host could do. They could say, oh, you know what, you'll have a chance to do that after this session is over, after this class is over. So.
Great, so if Julie continues talking and I didn't get a chance, that would be something that the host would do.
Yeah, you would get your turn then also, because we always want to make sure that the exercises are completed.
And at the very end, the music comes up in volume louder to indicate that the exercise is over and we're back to large group, and the video is going to go on with some new information or teaching. And the couples need to be in their seats ready for that.
Once the 90 minutes is over, what next?
We've provided in the host guide a send-off statement. It kind of wraps up. It'll include the homework, the making it real exercises that we're assigning to the couples.
Sometimes a group may want to close in prayer. They might want to do the scriptural reflections that are provided in the back of the Coupletalk workbook. There are Other things they can do, sometimes we send them off with this encouragement to do as much of their homework as possible because we provide a reward for doing the homework. We do raffle tickets, so the more homework they do, then they get more raffle tickets, and we do a gift card the next session just to award the couples for doing well.
Yeah, that's just a game we do to encourage participation.
Is there a lot of homework that couples can expect to do?
There is homework. We call it making it real. And because practice is so important in developing these skills into habits, that homework matters a lot, but it's not overwhelming. We imagine that it's probably an hour to combine all of the different exercises together.
Actually, for each of the assignments, we provide an estimated amount of time. So if they wanted to do practice another exercise, we put down 10 minutes. It's really just 10 minutes. There's a couple of short reading assignments. They are only about 5 to 10 minutes. So when you add it up, like Dawn says, it may be only an hour.
How can the Coupletalk host make this the best possible experience for couples?
I think the best thing that a host could do is be encouraging, accepting, warm to the couples. There'll be some couples that'll just have a great experience, others that are really hurting and having trouble. And just that kind of acceptance and encouragement from the host would make a big difference. And the host doesn't have to be the expert. The host isn't going to be the teacher. The host isn't a marriage counselor to try to fix problems that emerge during the sessions. The host is just there to help the class run smoothly and make people feel welcome. And that idea of being the gentle exercise cop to keep the couples practicing, that's a big plus. That's an important function for the host because the practicing of the exercises is so important to the participants' benefit. If they get distracted and they want to do something other than the exercises, that host coming over and kind of keeping them on track in a gentle, friendly way will make a big difference.
Dawn and Alex, thank you so much for your insight. I think it's really going to help hosts. You guys can visit Coupletalk.com for more tips and resources. And from one Coupletalk host to another, have a fantastic program.